What is up, everybody? We are going to get started here momentarily. I'm going to allow people to filter in unscheduled live stream here, spur of the moment stuff. Say what's up in the chat. Go ahead and say what's up, and I will attempt to pronounce your name. That's always a challenge, being that it's a global audience. Yes, I'm going to start streaming a lot more frequently. Let me make sure I know what my YouTube streaming URL is so I can invite people. Oopsie, got a feedback there. And in a second, I'll start sharing my screen. What is up, Kevin? Lakeland, Florida. You know, I'm going to have to visit that sometimes because I've been hearing that name for a couple of years now, I think. Yes, you can hear me. Great. Awesome. We had not a very good live stream last week because it was the first time in the studio and I wasn't ready. I'm a lot better now. Like, check this out. Watch this. I click my button, my mouse button, and now all of a sudden we have a, oh, that's, it's looking at the wrong monitor right now. Let me fix that real quick. We're already having hiccups. Streaming sucks, man. It is complex. There's a lot of things that you have to consider. So let me just change this real quick. Go back to here. Let's see here. I'm going to change that to camera, desktop capture. I think this is number 4. No, that's not working. Let's try 3. Oh, okay. Sorry, we're going to get this figured out in a second. And one thing I need to do, by the way, if you want to submit your designs, by the way, I want you to check the description here on YouTube. And that way we will definitely, yeah, that's why it's not working. I figured it out. That way you can submit and I can start reviewing designs, which is what we're going to be doing. You can submit your UI, UX design, any type of layout you created, and I will review it here. Just a standard, the type of stream I used to do before. All right, I'm going to fix this right now. I figured out the issue. Ah, there we go. Now you can see this, which, okay. All right, so looking at the stream, yeah, 100 people. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we actually start reviewing designs, I just wanted to mention designcourse.com. My new course that I'm working on, I just announced recently, is Framer. So Framer is a very powerful tool. It's a webflow competitor. We'll eventually get into webflow as well later in the year because I want to cover these tools and with the new Wix Studio. But for Framer, I'm getting heavily into it, and I'm hoping at the end of next month is when we're going to have the course launch. It's going to be before I was taking way too long to create courses, like a year. I'm trying to squeeze that down to just a few months now. The quality won't suffer, but I'm working more essentially. Now that the studio is finished, I'm ready to rock. So definitely check out designcourse.com. Like I said, if you want to learn more UI UX, you can take this course. I'm going to be revamping it soon. Yeah, interactive challenges. I did 38 different tests and submissions that you can create. Mentor, where I look at your designs and review them. So just definitely use the coupon code STREAM30, I think it is, in the YouTube description, and check that out. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to oh yeah, I'm going to mention that. Boop. There we go. Negative space submissions. All right. So the very first one, I am going to let's like temporarily here, check everything, make sure everything's going well. Okay. We're going to check out the very first one. And these are all submitted via Discord. So I did just submit the stream ping thingy. Yep. So we should be good to go. All right. So negative space submissions. We're going to check this one out. All right. I'm Sajoy, UI designer and front-end developer. I design and build beautiful websites. I've been passionate about front-end design and development. Also, I spend my leisure time painting portraits. Interesting. I would probably, I don't know. It's okay to have your personality in it, I guess. That's fine. Now, I see we're working on a monochromatic approach. It kind of makes me feel like I want something over here on the right side because it's so bland and it's almost just like a bunch of empty white space. Even if this were made into more of a vibrant color, this little pattern design over here. but that's okay. I like what I see here with the navigation. It's pretty solid. Primary, secondary call to action, looking good. This is looking pretty good as well. I don't have any gripes with this. It probably makes sense to make all of these cards equal height. And I'm not too much of, the borders are okay. I think we can say that's okay. Like the thick outline borders, it is kind of like an aesthetic that started to emerge last year or so, having these thicker borders, even with thick drop shadows that are like 100% solid and not blurred. That is okay. I do think having the screenshot behind it with the type on top, in some of them, it can get a little bit busy perhaps, but maybe not. It looks like you do have like this white overlay. In my opinion, what you have happening here, there's a little bit just too much for each one of these, because you have a tag here, you have this here, and then you have like this fade here, and then this text. I would just greatly simplify it. Sometimes the best way to feature your projects in thumbnail format is just to like perhaps slightly like rotate the UI and just put it on there like that without even any strokes or borders. You can think about that. But outside of that, this is all pretty solid. Yeah. All righty. Let me check the chat here, make sure everything is going good. 148 people. We actually have a decent audience today. Now, right now, I am waiting. Okay, good. We have 2 more submissions. All right. So this is my first ever design project, a landing page design for a tea business. I wish I had like a cowbell for the first layout somebody's produced that they want me to critique, because that's a scary proposition. Because, I've been designing for so long, and this is your first design. I'm going to utterly wreck it. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty nice about bad design for the most part. No, especially very nice because this is your first design, and I do not want to discourage you. All right. First design ever from this individual, first landing page. Let me get an idea of what's happening here. All righty. All right. I think you've taken my course because I see my footer down here. That's good, though. That's okay. All right. Yeah, there's just a few small things I would probably try to adjust, and perhaps I'll take this design in my own document, paste this sucker in, and just take a quick look-see. So the first thing I would change up here, notice how you have Karak T as green, and then the nav items are green as well. I typically don't like to do that. Sure, this can have all the color you want with your logo, but if you're going to do that, you take these elements and let's just make them black. This as well. All right. Now, there's also a little bit too much white space between them, so I'm just going to drag this over and then see if we can drag this back. There we go. That's better in terms of your white space between those elements. So if I paste the original, you'll see just some the improvement already. So this is the navigation right here from previous, the current, and then now this is the slight adjustment I made. It's just a little bit better, easier to see as well. This area right here, I'm not too excited about the image. I like this right here, but how it kind of fades off into like a mid brownish sort of color, it will hurt your contrast a lot. And then this type right here, you kind of want to work with that a little bit more to establish better typographic visual hierarchy. I know that's a word salad, but you want to adjust things slightly. And I'm not going to spend too much time on each one of these designs, but I do want to make an adjustment here, especially because this is the first serious layout this individual has created. So let's see here. Yeah, right around there is good. We'll make this one slightly smaller. All right. All right. And then we'll increase this, probably increase the size of that. And it's good that you did choose white for this button background, because that is the maximum contrast based on this background that you have here. Just trying to think, maybe, yeah, that's okay for now. I would probably take this and make it black and learn more, move it over, or that looks like that's an auto layout. There we go. Move this over here. I would remove the little arrow there as well. All right. Just make sure I'm still going good. What's up, Francesco? What is up? Congratulations on the 100,000 followers. or subscribers rather in YouTube. That I think that's what I saw that post recently. 100,000 on YouTube. He's been growing fast. I've been like just shrinking, although I'm turning it around because in case you haven't noticed, you probably haven't noticed, I've uploaded every day this week so far. We're on Thursday. So yeah, 100,000. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm trying to turn my channel around right now. I'm going crazy with the content. You know, I spent too much time not working on the business because I was working on the studio. And I've seen the effects financially a little bit. We're going down in the earnings column. So we've got to turn that around. And I'm excited because I'm completely refreshed now. I have like this new found inspiration, just freaking kill it and get into indie hacking and try to help everybody make money on the money side. All right, I'm getting off topic, you know. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, this studio is so fun. Just wait until I start doing the music stuff. I'm doing what's called scripted live looping. That's why those guitars are on stands back there. So I'll be able to walk up to the guitar, start recording like a riff of some sort that will repeat automatically, then move on to the bass, move on to the drums, move on to the keyboard, move on to these other things that I can add and build up the it's so cool. Anyways, I'll shut up. All right, let me go back here. And let's see, I got this right here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this right here, you definitely, yes, I see what you did. You did an overlay, and don't worry, I'm not going to spend too much more time here. See, we have this overlay. Where is this coming from? I don't even know. Oh, what is that? I kind of like want to put this over here. And then what you can do, perhaps, you know, one option is just to add an overlay on it and adjust the, what do you call? And adjust the opacity. But then you do lose the vibrancy over here. So you could do a gradient. I think a gradient that's just simply like darker might be better over here. You'd want to improve the button and stuff over here as well. Oh, wait. I'm being stupid. Hold on a second. I got the old design up. There we go. Now we put this underneath, get it situated if I could find it. Yeah. Well, yeah, you get it. I think I'd completely just botched that, but you see what I mean here. You definitely want to make this darker over here in order to get that correct. So let's go on to the next. This is CapKed. That is a channel regular. This design, along with a few others, I'm not sure. We'll see what we have time for. Looks like you've been improving, if I can recall correctly, because this is pretty solid for what I see here. It's just a screenshot. It's nothing, you know, I can interact with. But as far as what I see here, this is pretty solid. I don't have a problem with this. We see the glass morphism over here. Yeah, I like how you're presenting it. I think you're definitely improving, if I can recall who you are correctly. If I go to we can check out a couple more perhaps. All right. These are some old school. How old is this? I'm wondering, because this type of aesthetic was like an old school aesthetic back in the day. A lot of people use this during Web 2.0. Not to say you can't, because that stuff's making a comeback now, but it's always fun to experiment too with different aesthetics and stylings and all this stuff. From what I see here, you have a solid eye on design. Did you buy my courses? Go ahead and give me a testimonial. Okay, yeah, this is everything I see here. This is good. This is good quality work. Keep it up. All right, let's check out the studio. All right, so let's continue on. Who else do we have? Go ahead and submit, people. We'll do this for like an hour or so. Redesign Hostinger version. What is that? So do you redesign their homepage? Okay. Well, I will say this. I think it's possibly a little bit too busy with having this sort of abstract vector graphic here and these as well. Outside of that, savings to set your website in motion at $143 a month. That seems expensive. I don't know why. All right. Well, anyway, you know what you have? You would definitely improve this layout real quickly by, if I just show you, if we take the dev tools and we go right over here, we're going to take this, find it, and we're going to do margin top 2M, 3M. It looks better that way. You want to separate white space from the get started. So if I refresh this, you'll see the original, how they're just too close, and that kind of clutters too much. It's too close in proximity to the primary call to action. But your call to action here, being that it's your primary color, that's solid. I like it. Yeah, this is pretty good. You know, when it comes to the cards like these, when you have buttons like this, call to actions that are in there, you want to use your Flexbox or your grid, depending which one you're using it to achieve it, to make sure that this is aligned to the bottom so that they're both sitting at the bottom, and it really just frames the card better. These are pretty good looking here. Feel like we can make some slight adjustments. We'll decrease the line height on this type right here. Make sure you guys can still see me. Everything's going sweet. Nice little section here. Simplicity. These are looking pretty good. What stack are you using here? React. Okay. I like this little card, and I like this. That's offset right there. I like that it goes into the footer container. Very nice. Building up and layering your layouts. I love that. I love that sort of thing. I'd like to see more of it here, even in this context, although you did it here. Yeah, very nice. Continue on. Let us go and head back to Discord. All right, let's check the website. We got a loader. Hi, I'm Ali Malki. I suck. I can't pronounce that. All right. So just to be completely bluntly honest with you, I think we should scrap this hero section. And the hero section, of course, is like, you know, the first part that you see, the top of the web page in the UI. And I think, yeah, so there's multiple things that need to be addressed here. First, hi, I am this. This does not immediately answer the most important question that a person needs answer within the first few seconds or first second or two of visiting a website. And what the hell is this website about? Now, you do mention full stack web developer underneath it. That should be up here, and then your name could be down there, because that's the most important thing. But even more important than describing features in marketing, you don't want to describe features, you want to describe benefits. They found out in car commercials, like back in the 60s, if you watch like OJ Simpson was a part of a car commercial. Like, I forget for what car brand it was, but the car commercial was silly. It was weird. It was actually very informative, but it was like an infomercial almost, but it was just a regular car commercial where he was literally talking about all like the mechanics of the car. Like, he talked about the engine, and he's looking at the hood, and he's describing features. And marketers realized that people don't care about the features. They care about their feelings, and how is this car going to make them feel, you know? And it's just one of these things that works, you know? And that's why this right here is really bad ad copy. And that's okay. You know, ad copy and being a copywriter is a whole profession in and of itself. But one of the basic things you have to understand is you want to emphasize your benefits over features. Okay. You being a web developer is a feature. It's not a benefit. How are you going to benefit companies as a web developer? You're going to build beautiful, amazing websites that, you know, they're cross-browser compatible, and maybe your particular stick that makes you unique as a web developer is you have very fast turnaround times or something. You want to emphasize your unique value propositions in your headline. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. And hopefully my mic is still going on, but you definitely want to not do that sort of thing. Just, again, you want it to be a nice, big and bold, like it kind of currently is. But just a few words that talk about the benefits. So additionally, just having these little, these particle effects, which is tied to the mouse position, which is nice. That's cool. But it's really just kind of bland. You know, it's very, very, very bland. I'd like to see something a little bit more here. Now, scrolling down, All right, so we have some scroll-based animations. There's too much type here. People aren't gonna really spend that much time reading this this information. So what you do is you create a like a summarized version of this on this landing page, and then you can just click learn more or read more about me or whatever. Because this is a big wall of text, and people typically, they don't like that sort of thing in the context of this type of website, which is a portfolio essentially for a developer. I would probably get rid of the drop shadows, or if you're going to have them, don't make them colored. Maybe just make them like a gray, a lighter gray than what's on the background. Outside of that, come in here. This is not too bad. It's pretty decent there. Okay, I like the fact that you have, embedded form. A little bit too much white space on the left here. You want to adjust that. Just a little bit. It's a tiny thing, but I'm glad that you do have an embedded form. A lot of people get that wrong. All right, so continuing on, let's go over to, where's the next one? All righty. This is my 3JS. 3JS, I have to say, is one of those things where there's a huge learning curve. I've covered it. I am not a pro with 3JS. If you want to be a pro, you have to really understand shaders. And it's just not something I've got into too much. But when people tell me that they have a 3JS portfolio, it's always very scary because it is so easy to do things wrong. If you don't have great UI UX skills and you start trying to add 3D on top of it, it can be tough. But maybe just use shaders on some images. There's a lot of different ways to use 3JS. So I did just do one of my screen switchy things where you saw me. I want to make sure that worked and went back. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's check this out. 3JS portfolio coming up. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Drag to explore. So this type where it says drag to explore, it's just kind of hanging out here. We could probably do that in a little bit better typographic way. Maybe put it up a little higher. Maybe put a little dot next to it with a little line, like a border that's like sitting there. I don't know. Let's drag to explore though. Okay, so you learned how to wrap a texture on a can. That is cool. Oh, now that is cool. That is cool. Look at that. It's kind of like now I can't scroll in and zoom out. That's okay though. Projects, floor planner. Let's just click on it, see what happens. Okay, that's cool. This is so funny. So this says developer do. Blue raspberry ice mint flavor. Hi, I'm Henry, a friend of I love it. Oh man. I think if you leveled up the UI design skills itself combined with your 3JS skills, I think that would be a really big force. Like these glows right here. Yeah, this is really cool. It has a lot of potential, but I would love to like work on the UI stuff specifically just to see what we could do to improve it. But yeah, this is very cool. Let's check out the menu. Yeah, I could definitely, yeah, man, that is really cool. Maybe we'll have to collab at some point and you could take care of like a really cool 3D type stuff that I don't really mess around with too much. That would be fun. Let me know. Yeah. All righty. Continuing on. This is my 3JS portfolio. Please check this. Yeah, please check home, application, projects. Ignore the paragraph layout and footer. It's still in progress. Okay. We actually have a pretty decent showing of people, 274. All right. So we have some issues here for sure. I'm not sure what's happening here with your headline way down here, how it's kind of stuck there. And you can have a headline that's lower left like that, but don't cut it off. Get it up here more, put some white space to the left and right. It still can be, lower left and right, but I mean, lower left and to the bottom, but you don't want to cut it off like that. The About Us, applications, projects, contact us. I would highly suggest putting a background behind this bar, like a nav bar background, because it can be difficult based on what's currently happening in the video to see the white text because there was behind a sky at one point. And so you also want to scale down the size of those buttons. They are pretty large. Now, there's also some typographic layout issues here. I can appreciate, there's a school of design, a lot of these award-winning sites that are doing this type of design where they seemingly randomly slap on paragraphs like here and here, and there seems to be no sort of consistent alignment between them, but there's a little bit of that too much happening here. You can get away with that, but it has to be executed carefully, because what we have here is we have a headline up here, and then indented further from that immediately down is this bold, smaller text. And then we have slightly larger, and then it's shifted over this text, and then kind of like even smaller but more bold is this down here, and it's going all the way across. This is basically anti-layout, and it's going to be very difficult for people to scan this page. So I would try not to do fancy stuff like this. Stick to basics as much as possible. Typographic visual hierarchy over here, like this services right here. What? Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind. I'm going to get out my Zoom It tool. Yeah, I was looking over here. Oh, it's not working. My Zoom tool is not working, dang it. Well, I can zoom that way, I guess. So this right here, typographic visual hierarchy services. This should be, these little blips right here should be smaller, a lot smaller than what they currently are. I know that it's smaller than services currently, but you want it to go even smaller than that. I mean, I could show you. Let me go to F12, bring this over. Where the hell did it go? Right here. So if I click on one of these and I do a font size, let's do like 0.7 em units. And the big dashes, that's not looking good either. Like the big dashes next to it. Sorry, let me get some water. I would definitely say, 100% check out designcourse.com because you would definitely value from the UI UX course, because there's definitely areas that just fundamentally that I think you can improve. This is pretty cool. I really like these illustrations. Like that was good. But this right here needs big improvement in that area. This is a lot better. Oh, that's cool. I like the little scroll-based paper airplane. That's pretty cool. You know, it would be better. Use like a smooth scroll library for that. And that way, when it smooth scrolls, it's going to slowly bring that to a stop. And I think it'd be better. A little bit more line height as well on this right here. This design, I'm glad I saw this part because it's a lot better. So than this up here. Let's continue on. Let's check the comments, make sure everything's going. What is up, Allah? All right. I'm going to take this moment real quick just to spam everybody who's watching. Use code STREAM30 for 30% off of my courses, UI UX design. It's a 16-hour course. It's interactive. There's mentorship where I look at your designs. Consider joining. Also, CSS course, and that's going to teach you how to take Figma designs that I designed and make them a reality browser with HTML and CSS if you're interested in that sort of thing. There's also advanced front ends, which I released that course about 2.5 months ago. And that's basically all about taking GreenSock animation platform and creating really cool interactive animated front ends. And then, of course, I'm working on a Framer course, which is just, I really love it. Last time I used one of those no-to-low-code tools, in a serious context as a part of my workflow, was literally back in like 2004 when I was working with Dreamweaver. I've done everything by hand since then. But now I could see for things like landing pages and maybe simple blog type things, simple projects, like it makes sense in my opinion now just to go the route of low-to-no-code because it is so much faster. You have a little bit more code because it's based on React, but most people are using React for the sites anyways, and it's not that slow anyhow. So yeah, we're going to be checking that out. Let us continue on. All right. 3JS, here's that one. I think, yeah, that is the next one. All right. Oh, shoot. Am I not? Yeah, I'm not looking at myself. There we go. Link to the server. Is that not in the YouTube description? I was hoping it was. Well, if it's not, I would check out an AI. One of my older streams will have it in the description if you go to the streaming section or the live section of my YouTube channel. All right, let's check this one out. Okay. I wish I knew what this was. Maybe it's like a appliance place or something. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's take this real quick into a new document here in Figma. And one thing I don't like, I've talked about this before, is like your Figma canvas color based on your website back or your UI background color. It's nice just to make them match a little bit. It's just better, pleasant viewing. So what I do is just grab the background and we'll just add a little bit of that. Or we could go lighter with it too. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You just go neutral or something. But you just want good contrast between the background and that. So let's see here. So I think definitely we'll reduce the line height slightly on this, and we'll separate these out, push this up, take this, increase the line height, which, sometimes the line height does not work. It's like, okay, there it goes. All right. So that's a better refactor. You could see if you kind of, if I get this up, where I'm comparing the two. So I would probably also just take these, put them over here. Since you don't have a call to action, that's typically where you would put it. I think it'd be cool to put those perhaps right there, and maybe slightly reduce the, there we go, just a slightly more. And then you could take this stuff and put it down. And then these, I would not make those blue. I would make those white for better contrast. Now these back here, I'm not sure if I really like the color that you chose, because it's not the same hue. So what we could do is take this color. See if I can get this to work. Oh, okay. So that's a blue. That's why that, okay. So I think that's probably a better take. Adds better color contrast compared to the other one. I'm just experimenting right now, having fun. I'm not too sure about this blue, honestly. If I take this and we experiment more, maybe with the blue. Oh, what was that? That was blue. Oh, okay. Okay. Looks like we have some other variations of that blue color, but no, that's a quick adjustment on. So if I zoom up here, here is the previous type, and I tidied it up a little bit because if you can see over here, it flows a lot better. Sweet. All right, let me check the chat here. I need to get another monitor that shows your chat messages, or it would be really cool. Look behind me. So this screen, what would be cool is to like take your comments and cast them on that screen behind me. I like feature one, at a time or something. Yeah, I think that would be cool. So there's 297 people, but like nobody's talking. What is happening? How about we do this? We'll get some interactivity going. We'll do you guys can help me rate. All right. You can help me rate these designs on a scale of 1 to 10. That's what we used to do. All right. So with me in the comments, let me know what you think of the next design. We're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. All right. So whose is up next? Oh, thanks. Somebody marked these off for me. Oops. Let me make sure I'm actually, there we go. Good. Okay. Here we go. This is my FE, my front-end JavaScript portfolio, aaronjs.dev. You're being judged. Here we go. All right. All righty. So you guys start thinking, you guys and girls, you start thinking about what you would rate this layout on a scale of 1 to 10. And just try to consider all factors: typography, white space, contrast, colors, visual hierarchy, proximity, ad copy, animation, or lack thereof. You know, not everything needs animation. So just give it an overall score, and we'll see if your score aligns with mine. I'm not checking the chat yet. I don't see your messages. But for me, based on what I see here, and there's some things I will point out that are issues, I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. All right, so let's see what other people have stated here in the chat. 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10. Okay, so let me tell you how you can fix this up and make this even better. I like the background, how they have like this nice aurora sort of thing. That's solid. I like this type. That's a very nice size headline right here. However, when you have a 2-column approach, we have a column here and we have a column here with this illustration, you typically don't want to center the text that's in the left or right column. In this case, it's the left column. Left align all this stuff. It's going to help define the left edge of this design a lot better. And I would also left align those, reduce the white space between those individual icons. Next up, you have this area right here, and it says worked with, but it's real close to these logos. And so I would put that up higher and separate these and try to get these 4 logos more centered inside of this container. Next up, you want to make something like this little title, a lot larger and not be styled the same exact size of the list items underneath it. You also have some issues with like the color contrast here, where it has a JavaScript. It's very bright teal color against like a pink. This is not ideal. It's kind of hard to see. And then finally, all of these little tags seem to be, they're not really aligned well because they're shifted a little bit. And I would think of an alternative way to actually list those out. I would put those tags on a new line underneath the little tags right here where it says platform and games. All right. So you guys, it seems like we all pretty much agreed on that one. Keep it up though. You will improve. I mean, if I could get in there for like 30 minutes, we could make this, we could bump this up from like a 5.5 to like, you know, an 8 or something like that. But it's just a matter of experimenting and getting feedback. Next up is going to be, we're at. Yes. Right here. H. Ben. What is up, H. Ben? Elevating brands with creative webflow design. Is this webflow? Yes, it's webflow. Okay, good. I was going to say, sometimes people don't use the platform that they're, advertising, but you are here. And I like the nice animation. If I refresh this, yeah, that's looking solid. And you are actually extending it with the GreenSock animation platform. How did I know that, even though this was Framer? Well, this type of animation, this looks to be something like only GSAP would be able to handle. Especially if it was like split type of animation. I'm not sure though. Projects, about, and contact. Again, think about what you want to rate this design. I'm going to scroll down and you let me know what you think based on what you see here, based on the interactions, the design quality, all the design fundamentals. Let me know what you think about this. Overall, it's pretty solid in my opinion. Yeah, it is quite solid. And it's nice to be fun like this sometimes, just to have an interesting area that's just kind of dedicated to just being creative. You know, a lot of people try to stick to, my about me, portfolio, contact me. You have fun with it, experiment. So this is a great approach right there. All right, so let's see what you all said. I'm going to give this a rating of 8. What did you say? 6 out of 10, 8 of 10, 7, 10, 8 of 10, 8, 8, 7, 8, 8. Looks like you all pretty much agree with me. Very nice. I got to get a second monitor so you don't have to see this stupid thing like when I switch over to read comments. I'm still actively building this thing out, this stupid studio. So yeah, very solid. I like that. 8 out of 10 for sure, easily. Let's continue on with the next one. Let me close some of these out, all these stupid tabs I got open here. Okay. Continuing on is, who is it? Oh, one more design. Wait. Did I already? Yeah, sorry. We only get one per person, one review because other people are waiting. Sorry about that. All right, next one, build deluxe. Is that what that says? All right, so we have an intro animation. I would make those things come in a little bit faster. You had this come in and then this and then the headline. It seemed like they need to come in almost instantaneously. You can have a slight offset, but make that quicker. Outside of that, where's my what font app? I haven't used my what font. Oh, there it is. We can pin it. So now I can grab this and it's going to tell me what font you're using. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this type up here and this as well. You want to redesign this. I'm not sure if I can do it because sometimes depending on the markup, yeah, this would be difficult to get that to stay. But I would really like to try to like redesign this to show you what I think it should look like instead. In fact, I'm going to do that because you are a channel regular. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth here. So let me take that. I'll make this as fast as possible. So here's the screenshot of that area. And I'm going to do a quick frame. You see how fast I can redesign this. We're going to have here, let's choose something darker. Let's get the canvas background a little bit lighter. And we're going to take services. Screw it. We'll just keep this simple because he had simple type as well. So we'll just make this simple type. So you have your services button right here. And we want to have a down arrow. So I'll just quickly do a pen tool. Make that white. All righty. And then we can make this a little bit larger, although not too much larger. And maybe a little bit thicker, maybe 1.5. Okay. And then we'll hit a rectangle. Give them slightly rounded corners, which he has as well. Okay. Now, the main part that needs work is the type that's inside of it. So let's say construction. Construction service. These, I'm already dealing with really small font sizes, so it's not really to correct scale, but no big deal. And I probably wouldn't make these bold. All right, so construction service, architect. Well, I'm doing SpongeBob case. Come on, textural design. And it might look better not all capitalized as well. So you can think about that as a potential option. Land service. Hurry up here. Trying to type as fast as I can. Property management. And one more. Might as well finish it, you know. Okay. Legalities. Okay. So if I take this here, and if it is right aligned like that, we can just take each one of these and push them along the same column. All right. Move these over. And maybe even further, we can experiment with different type treatments just by comparing them side by side. So like I would do like maybe a regular. Again, you want to have good white space around your elements. And then even further, you could do like a hover state. So if I do a rectangle here, put it underneath all this type, and maybe use a real light gray, that would be the safe play. Or if you want to work in a primary color, I don't like that. Hold on. This should probably extend all the way out. All right. That could be like a hover state. Like that. Again, you want to make sure there's equal white space on the left and right based on here. So if I just take this and Yeah. So you want to get that centered up within the context of this. You probably make this a frame. And then you could also actually make this, like, depending on what the color is, the primary color of the site, you could actually, you know, either tone it a little bit like this. Yeah. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even go medium on that or regular. I could go light. That way there's a nice discrepancy. And it probably makes sense to start the type right where the type above it started. So if I move it over, there we go. So now we take everything else and move it over, and we have solid alignment. There. So we went from that design on the left to this design. It's a big improvement. So just small things like that. It takes a while to develop your eye for, you know, your sense of UI. Let me go ahead back and check the chat, make sure I'm still streaming and not talking to myself. Awesome. 338 people. What has happened? This is a popular stream. 1 million subs. Well, yeah, that's funny that a person said that. Lavac Productions. Just YouTube has been crap lately for the past couple years for me. And I have a lot of subscribers, but the reason I have so many subscribers, well, I have over 1,200 videos, but I covered a lot of different topics early on. So I have subscribers that are that came to me when I was doing game development. I had subscribers that were coming to me when I was doing logo design and stuff. And so what happened throughout the years is I ended up amassing a large following from different interests. And the problem with that is, which is a big mistake, is when you upload a video, then a big portion of your subscribers are not interested in it. And so they won't even see your videos after a while. So you get this continually growth of subscribers, but they're not active subscribers. So that's kind of, you know, the thought process behind that. But you know, even with 330 people watching, that's exciting to me. I'm happy about that. And now that I'm got this studio basically finished, I'm going to be streaming way more and uploading way more. So this channel is going to grow, and I'm excited about it. Yeah, for sure. Let's do a few more, and yeah, we're going to make this a weekly thing. And my ultimate goal is just to help everybody as much as possible to just succeed, especially in this economy. Oh, this economy is terrible. Like it's going to get worse too. So it's going to get way worse, in my opinion. But I don't want to be like a doomsday person, because we'll get through it. But make sure you have some Bitcoin. Anyway, yeah, the value of the dollar is just getting wrecked. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, I should have like a political talk show. You know, I have the studio. I have so many YouTube channels I'm trying to focus on now and start like putting up. Okay. File storage. This time, let's do the review. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. What do you think in the comments for this particular design? So I'll kind of just go slower. We got some pricing cards, feature section, nice subtle little, you know, grid in the background, a gradient. Haven't seen many gradients lately, although popping up a little bit more because flat design is no longer the biggest all the rage as it's been for so long. But yeah, file storage made easier. I like the type. The ad copy is good. Probably make the get started just a slight bigger, but you know, that's a minor gripe. The navigation is solid. No problem there. Advanced analytics. I probably wouldn't make these bold or make them slightly less bold. But yeah, this is actually pretty solid. I have no problem with it. There's nothing crazy here. There's no crazy animations, but it works. Yeah. In my opinion, this is just like a solid like 7.8. There's no interactions. Not to say that it has to, but in terms of pure UI design, it's real solid. So what do you guys think? 7 out of 8, 8 out of 10. The views will improve. I'll improve. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. All right, let's continue on with another one. Where'd everybody go? It's 300 people in here, and I got like 2 answers or 3. All right, next up is Where am I at? I'm new to this, but please, your feedback. All right. Framer. Got a Framer site. Okay. Hey, good to see you. It's Nawaf, UX/UI designer. Again, I would think about putting something else here. Again, if you watch near the beginning of the stream, I talked a lot about this, but you want to emphasize benefits over features. You being a UI UX designer and you telling somebody a name is a feature of yourself, how are you going to benefit them though as a UI UX designer? That's what you want to answer in your headline. Next up is the about section. Again, pretty simple here. Again, I can read it. It's simple. That's fine. I would definitely work on the typography right here amongst these 4 elements. In fact, we're going to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is take this, copy it. We're going to go back into Figma. Here's our first example. Here's another example. Let's take this over here. We're going to get the same background color. I'm going to get rid of that crap. We're going to take and screenshot, let's see here, this graphic. We're going to put that right there. We're going to extend this out. All right, so 01 CTech case study, read more. Okay, so let's do 01. This looks like kind of like a Poppins type font. And so let's increase that size. We're going to have fun with this one. I like the CTech, the actual business name is nice and big. So how they did it, that's fine. Now we're going to really improve that area though. You just wait. Take case study. This feels like it might be more of like a tag. So I'm going to do this, make it way smaller, make it bold, do extended letter spacing. Again, I wanted you to see this. I'm going to zoom up. So where's my letter spacing? We're going to wrap it in a rectangle. Oops. All right. And then there we go. Then we'll give this a color, maybe slightly brighter. There we go. Slightly rounded corners. I don't like that just yet. Just bear with me though. Design is a process. Uh-oh, what happened? Let me go check my stream. Oh no, I think what happened is my camera probably overheated. So I'm gonna go real quickly over here to my desktop thing and you're just gonna see my screen now. Yeah, sorry about that. My camera has been like going on for even way before this. I had my camera running for a long time. All right, so we're gonna go back to my Figma design. Here we go. Here, let's just adjust this for a second. Let's make these auto layout. So hit auto layout, make it centered. There we go. And the next one is read more. So there's a read more button. So again, we'll take read more. Shift L, we'll get an icon in there, a little arrow. Okay, so a couple things here. I might want to do something a little bit more interesting. So what I mean by that is we could take this and make it thick, like, and big, like, I don't know. Let's try this. We're going to make it bold. And then we're going to like watermark it. So a watermark is one such idea that can really make for a more interesting layout, perhaps. So like 01 right there. The case study, since we already have lighter type next to it with the watermark, we can make this darker. There we go. So now, like, for instance, if I take this, replicate it, like this would become 02. And that way it's kind of like a more interesting, watermark based approach. You don't have to overlap the type here. You like an alternative approach would be like this. Take all this crap. And then I would take these and probably scale them down. Make them a little bit smaller. Yeah, or leave them like that. You get the idea. But yeah, that's a big improvement over what we had in the original. So if I compare this, or at least that's my opinion. So we're kind of comparing this versus this. This has better, like I said, visual hierarchy. You can know what to look for. They're styled a lot more different from each other than what's shown here. Awesome. Let's switch back to the, yeah. For everybody, if you're really struggling with the whole UI UX thing, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up off my seat. I'm going to check my camera. So you might still hear me, but in the distance. But 1 second, I will be right back. I'm going to see why my camera stopped. Oh yeah, it feels real hot. I think it just like overheated. Well, I turned it back on, so maybe for the conclusion of this stream, you can hear me or you can see me. But yeah, we're just about done. So if I go back to my thing here and switch, yeah, there we go. Okay, now we'll cut this one. Awesome. So now that my camera is back, basically, definitely check out designcourse.com. I'm excited for the channel. Sorry, my mind's racing. I'm going a million miles. If you really want to get better at it, because trust me, when it comes to UI, UX design and being able to design websites and layouts and stuff like that, that are really solid and good looking is a skill. It takes time and practice and effort. And I have enough hobbies, the guitar, the drums, I pull. There's a big pool table in front of me, and a bunch of other stuff to know that I've been down the path of trying to learn things that require skill, and it takes time. That's the biggest thing. Any of these boot camps out there and stuff, which I don't think they're as popular these days because the economy sucks, that are promising that you're going to be able to be a great designer within like 3 months. It's not going to happen. It takes time and it takes a lot of practice to develop the eye. It takes muscle memory like crazy. So one of the ways you do this, obviously, is by following tutorials and courses, but also building yourself as well. But the tutorial and course route, if you're interested and you like the way I talk, definitely check out designcourse.com. With the UI UX course, you're going to be able to start taking it today at your own pace. There's parity pricing. It's interactive. There's mentorship, which is also an optional thing you can do. And yeah, that's going to be the best way to help kickstart the process as fast as possible to get you to become a great designer. And to become a great designer, to design things from scratch and do it correctly, it's one of those things, it takes years, literally. So, and I've been doing this for 25 and I'm still learning. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Take advantage of the coupon below. And are we ending my I know it sucks. Oh, shoot. What's wrong with my mic? I think my mic's fine. Somebody said mic. That always scares me. But anyhow, yeah, this was a good stream. It was definitely better than last week's stream. I will do this again next week. And I'm just trying to create content like 5 days a week now. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. There's a lot to cover. So hopefully you sub up. Click the notification bell icon. That's important. Everybody says it, but it is important. So I will see you all very soon. There'll be a YouTube video tomorrow, I think, unless I decide to be lazy. All right. We'll do this next week. I will see you all soon. Hang out in the Discord server. I'm always there as well. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.